overruling of Roe v. Wade. I do support that. The girls who, quote unquote, got raped were denied abortion. I do support that because there's no way to know that they were
What do
actually
you mean? What
raped.
do you
Like,
mean, quote unquote, girls that got raped? You understand that like this is true across the board. We can point to across the board, right? Specifically, the fact that people would have lack of access to abortion when they've been assaulted. You just have to agree that
yes,
there are
but
people who have been assaulted within the state. That's a crazy thing for you to say. Secondly, in the
no,
situation in which
that's
there's
not.
children, we already know that there's cases where there are 10-year-olds, specifically in the context of Ohio, that had to leave the certain state in order to be able to get access to an abortion after they were assaulted because they're 10 years old, right? So, like, do you wanna address that? Do you support that? Because Donald Trump overturning Roe versus Wade by putting people in the Supreme Court with the explicit reason to overturn Roe versus Wade is exactly what led to things like that happening.
Yes, but probably more like they just like the girls, whatever in that thing. They tell everyone, "Oh, I was raped," but like, is there actual evidence
The
that
ten
they
year
were?
old? I'm sorry, you don't think that the 10-year-old was assaulted?
I mean, I know it's kind of crazy to say, but like, how do we know? Is there
What do you mean
physical
that? Yeah, yeah, it
evidence?
is crazy to say. You know, it's crazy to say. Why would you
Is
say
it
something like
there
that?
physical evidence
Well,
though?
I'm sorry.
Like,
I'm sorry.
is
What
there?
physical evidence would you accept?
I don't like. You don't know. Like, what if someone
What?
just
No,
says they
answer the
got
question.
raped,
Wait,
but
wait,
they
wait.
didn't?
So I have a question. What did you eat for breakfast?
I don't even think I had breakfast today, Loki.
What did you eat for dinner last night?
Uh, Probably like a hamburger.
What physical evidence do you have of that?
I don't know. People don't have to believe I ate a
Why should I
hamburger.
believe you that you had a hamburger
You
last
don't have
night?
to believe me that I ate a hamburger.
Wait, no, I'm just asking. Do I have good reason to believe that you ate a hamburger last night?
You don't have to have good reason.
Wait, but do I need physical evidence specifically to have good reason to believe that you ate a hamburger last night?
I mean, if I'm like trying to tell you that I ate a hamburger, then be like, oh yeah, I ate a hamburger. If you don't believe
No, I'm
me,
just asking, like, in a
then
general
you
sense,
can't.
do I need physical evidence to know that you ate a hamburger last night, or to know that it's likely that you ate a hamburger last night based upon what you've told me in the context of
So
this slot? Because you
if
had
I
no
told
reason
you
to lie.
that,
Now, in the context of the scenario where people specifically are talking about the fact that they've been essayed, it is only 2 to 10% likelihood, specifically, of it being a false accusation in the context of the court case. Plus, that's not even taking into account the fact that Donald Trump was held civilly liable amongst a unanimous decision of 9 people in a jury. Plus, there's 26 different other women specifically that have come out about how Donald Trump is engaged in sexual misconduct towards them. Do you think that every single one of the women are lying?
how would you know?
I'm
Like,
asking
I mean,
you.
how would you know?
Wait, no, no. Do you think it's
I'm telling
very
you, how would you?
likely that if 26 women came out about a specific man engaging in this particular type of behavior, that it's very likely that they've been engaging in behavior like that? It's not very common that 26
Yeah.
different people that come out that specifically about one person doing a similar type of behavior. Can you tell me?
Tell you what.
What do you believe? Do you think that's unlikely that many people would come out and all be lying?
I mean, it could happen. There's a small chance,
Oh,
but you just
okay.
never know.
So then
There's
you don't
always a
believe
chance.
anyone who's been assaulted. Do you believe the Epstein victims?
Like, is there any like proof? Is there
You
evidence?
don't
Is there
believe you
video?
don't
Is there
believe the
video?
victims of Epstein. I'm asking what proof would you accept? There's literally convictions. There's
Like,
absolute evidence, and like you're not even willing to accept that because you think that there's plausible
all right,
deniability the other way, which is
all right. Let me put
insane.
it this way. So say I just got absolutely punched in the face by somebody,
Wait,
but
I have a
and
question.
I
Would
was
you
like,
believe your daughter? Your daughter tells you that she was sexually assaulted. Would you believe her?
that is actually a true thing that always happens. Have you ever heard of someone named Trevor Bauer?
Can
You
you
ever heard of that
answer this
person?
question? Would you believe your daughter?
I would need evidence.
You okay? So what evidence would you need to believe your daughter? You wouldn't believe her just based upon her telling you?
That's the most wild thing to say. Have you ever heard of these? Have you ever heard of people who got
Well, I have a question.
falsely
If your
accused and
daughter
their
came,
careers ended?
if your daughter told you that she was assaulted by a boy, you wouldn't believe her.
I would obviously be on her side, but I would
So
need
you would believe
evidence.
her. What evidence
I
would
would
you
need
need?
evidence.
What evidence do you need to
I would
believe
need
her?
physical. I would need like maybe.
Such as?
I mean, there could be physical bruises. There could be video proof, like security cameras. There could be
So
like
if she doesn't have
stuff.
security cam footage or physical bruises, you don't
I'm
think
not
that she's
saying
been
that's the
assaulted.
only two, but there's
Okay, then
also
tell me
multiple.
what else would you need?
Oh, let's see. There's. Let's see.
Do you think your daughter is trustworthy?
Look. Okay.
No, it's
Have
just a
you?
real question. Like, do you think that your
Let
own
me just
daughter
ask
is
you.
trustworthy?
I don't have a daughter, but like,
Do you think
do
that do you think that she do you imagine that your daughter would be trustworthy?
I imagine that. Yes.
Okay, so if you can imagine that your daughter would be trustworthy, why wouldn't you believe her?
But then what if he didn't do it? What if my daughter was just lying, and then this kid is in
Wait,
trouble,
wait,
and
wait. Why
he's
are
like,
you assuming if she's trustworthy? Why are you assuming that she's lying? Don't you have better reason
but
to
you,
believe
you,
her,
you
given that
never
you
know.
wait. Given that she's trustworthy, don't you have better reason to believe her?
Yes, but would I
Okay, so
believe
then
her?
here's
But would
my
other people
question.
believe her?
Here's my
But would other
question.
people believe her?
Here's my question. Who's more trustworthy, E. Jean Carroll or Donald Trump?
I mean, what is that question? Who is more? I
Answer
don't
the
know the
question.
people personally. Do you think I know those people personally?
Okay, how about this? Who's more trustworthy, Donald Trump or the average person?
Like that's such a stupid thing to say.
That's not a
because, like,
stupid
you don't
question.
know those
That's not a
people.
stupid question. The average person is more trustworthy than Donald Trump. I think that's very obvious.
How is that?
30,000 confirmed lies in his first administration or misleading statements. He literally said that he could reduce the gas and grocery prices. He said he could end the Russia-Ukraine war in 24 hours. Obviously absurd statements. He said that windmills were causing whales to die in numbers never seen before. He said that if Jesus were the vote counter in California, that he would have won. Do you want me to talk about all the other lies? He lied about the 2020 election results, said the election was stolen in 2020 with absolutely no evidence to try to overturn the election results, and then lied to you about it? Do you want me to keep going? I can keep talking about all the lies. He's a pathological liar. You cheated on every single one of his wives.
I want to tell you something. So back to this thing about the essay
Any
stuff
response?
and all that.
Go ahead.
I mean, I was gonna tell you something about the essay stuff. You tell me how about my daughter, like who do you believe, your daughter or this other person, whatever. So there's this dude by the name of Trevor Bauer, right? He was a fantastic pitcher for the MLB, blah blah. And then one day he gets accused of sexual assault, and then his career's over. He's done. Everyone thinks he did it, right? Everyone thinks
so you're going to give me one circumstance where you think that there was some
no, that's not just
no,
one
listen.
I'm giving you an
no,
example.
this is yeah. So what you're not understanding is that proportionality speaking, like I already addressed, 2 to 10% is the likelihood for in terms of an accusation from the court perspective is the likelihood of it being false, right? In this situation, not only has there been held civilly liable, but it was amongst a unanimous decision of 9 people in a jury. So you're not taking into account that, plus the fact that there was 26 other women that specifically have come out and said that there was sexual misconduct towards them. Can you tell me what's the percentage of a scenario where 26 different women have come out about one specific man engaging in sexual misconduct and the likelihood of every single one of the 26 women being wrong? You're talking about a situation where there's specifically one person in one scenario where you think that it is. I'm not even familiar with the case that you're referencing, but in this particular scenario, there's 26 different women that have accused Donald Trump of sexual misconduct, right? So please explain to me, what is the likelihood of every single one of the 26 women lying? Tell me that.
There is a small chance, like there
small
will
chance.
never be.
Oh wait. So what is more likely? Is it more likely that it's
chance.
true? No, answer this question. Is it more likely that it's true, or is it more likely that it's false?
You don't know. You can never know.
You do. If there's 26 different people that are claiming that one particular person engaged in sexual misconduct, that clearly is going to indicate a very, very likely position to indicate that they are specifically someone who's done this. Right, given that these are particular credible victims that are talking about circumstances that have directly happened to them.
Wait, say it again. I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
These are 26 different credible victims that have come out specifically talking about what's happened to them. Okay? You think every single one of them is lying. What is more likely that 26 different people are lying, or that one person is lying, especially when that one person that's lying is a serial adulterer, has lied about the 2020 election results for the past 5 years plus with absolutely no evidence, that literally 30,000 confirmed lies in his first administration or misleading statements. I can point to a million different things that Donald Trump has done in terms of lying. He's a pathological liar. So 26 different women or a pathological liar. Obviously, the pathological liar is more likely to lie.
Bait me in here, I know. But I to get back to, of course, you're saying, oh, you're just saying one little thing that happened. No, there's multiple things that happen every day about these kids or these men or whatever getting accused of something that never happened. Like a guy named Sean Oakman, a fantastic football player that got his career ended.
You have to look at percentage. Wait, so look at percentages. What is the percentage likelihood of these particular scenarios? You're super hyper fixated on like, oh my gosh, these people in football that I like. Oh my gosh, these people in football that I like. You're not looking at the percentages of what it's.
Get their careers ended. Oh, okay.
Well, I'm sorry. No, you're specifically. Cool. I care way more specifically about the overall statistics in terms of people who have been assaulted and ensuring that they are believed in our system. There's so many victims that aren't able to hold their abusers accountable because of the mentality that you're supporting right now. And this mentality supports and defends people who have assaulted people, and it does not promote an acceptance of people who have been who are victims. Again, there are people who have specifically absolutely lied about these sets of circumstances, but that is an overwhelming minority of the circumstances. You cannot use an overwhelming minority of the circumstances to justify treating everyone who is coming out about sexual assault as a liar. That makes no sense. There are people that lie about every single claim that you could possibly point to within reality, right? That doesn't mean that every single time someone makes a claim, you could say that because they have a potentiality of lying, that you're just going to believe that they're lying in that circumstance. You believe things based upon evidence, based upon what's most likely to be the case. You don't believe things based upon literally things that possibly could be the case that don't have a basis in evidence. So you're literally, your own beliefs don't require evidence or probability of being true, but then you're saying that victims that come out about them being sexually assaulted have to have like 100% probability of it being true, or 100% likelihood of it being true, or have to meet this insane level of standard of evidence or probability in order for them to be considered true. But your belief doesn't require any evidence, and given the facts of the case, right, can be the least probable thing possible.
Okay. So you just said, all right, did you ask a question there, or were you just making a statement?
You didn't listen to anything I said.
I mean, you talked about so many things. I know I got the overall thing what you said, but I didn't know if you were asking a question or you're making a statement or you want me to say something.
Well, you would have understood if it was a question or a statement if you listened.
I was trying to fucking rage. All right.
Yeah. What? I'm just saying, like, if you actually listened, you would know what I'm saying. I'm sorry that you're mad that I just told you the facts.
Different stuff. So, like, what?
Do you remember anything that I said?
I remember you were like, "Oh, you want these evidence to make it true, or whatever." Something along those lines.
Wow, dude, you are definitely paying attention, dude. 100%. Yes, okay. So, you're requiring an insane level of standard of evidence and probability of something being true in order for you to believe a victim, but you can believe something that's super unlikely to be the case based upon the facts of the case, right? Again, 26 different people specifically coming out about Donald Trump. Right, the likelihood of that being true in terms of all of the different women specifically lying. You're saying that because even though it has a minute chance of it being the case, you're going to believe that, which is actually indicating that has a very small level of evidence justifying it. Because evidence is specifically probability towards a particular thing being true. Right, that's typically what we're going to see, is that there's something that demonstrates probability of something being true, or an increase of probability.
Okay, well, no. First off, I did not say that I was gonna believe the person that was getting accused. I did not say that. That's not what I said. I said that even the girl accuses him of it. I don't support him. I'm just saying there's no one there's no one to like believe here unless I get actual evidence. So I don't believe anyone. But
exactly. What do you mean actual evidence? So why do you believe the person who assaulted the women, like Donald Trump, without any evidence that they specifically didn't assault the women, under your view?
Wait, what? Say it again?
Yeah, what specific do you require evidence from Donald Trump to justify what he says happened? Right? He said they never met. Do you require evidence on behalf of Donald Trump to indicate specifically that he specifically did that at the time and he didn't know who she was? Because there was actually, in the context of the case, a picture of them together. He also said that he wouldn't have sexually assaulted her because she's quote-unquote not his type, but then in a deposition mistook her with his ex-wife, indicating that they're both either his type or both not his type. So he would have sexually abused her either way. So that's just an example of the multiple lies that Donald Trump specifically engaged in, particularly just within this case, right? And E. Jean Carroll has not been proved to have lied in any circumstance. You can't even demonstrate that. So again, you believe the least trustworthy person in this set of circumstances. Given the facts of the case, if you believe things based upon the evidence, what you should believe is E. Jean Carroll's account, as it's consistent over multiple decades, and it's backed up by the accounts of many other victims.
So what you're saying is, all right, so let me put it this way. Say this dude, some dude is like, I don't know, has been to jail for a bunch of times, for a bunch of stuff, all of that. And like he gets accused of this. Since he's been to jail a bunch of times, then he definitely did it, right? Since he's been in jail all the time, so we should just believe the person.
So it would, based upon the evidence of the case, yes, we would see what's most probable.
No, I'm
if someone is
like
accusing another person, you obviously that would go to the context of a court case, and in the context of this court case, it was determined that Donald Trump did this. So you just don't accept the court case determination of this. You don't care about the court case determination. What process would you want specifically to identify whether or not people have committed this?
Care about the court's
because you still support Donald Trump, even though he was held civilly liable unanimously amongst a jury of 9 people for forcibly penetrating E. Jean Carroll's vagina against her will.
I mean, yeah, if you put it that way, I mean, I guess so.
Yeah. So you don't actually care about the court cases.
I never said that.
Okay, so what type of process would you like to determine whether or not someone's guilty or has committed a particular violation?
I might have told you 800 times. Jeez.
Try it one more time. Maybe we didn't get it
Oh
there.
my gosh, dude.
What? Are you mad?
I know I'm not mad. It's just like, I mean, okay. So
what is it then?
Evidence.
You need evidence, right?
Yeah, don't you need evidence for everything, every crime?
Yeah,
Unless it's like some obviously.
the evidence of the case indicated that Donald Trump was held liable. Can you name one piece of evidence in the case that you dispute?
Name one what? Sorry.
Name one piece of evidence in the case that you dispute, in the civil case.
Which one are we talking about? Which case?
Oh, the one we were just talking about, the fact that Donald Trump was held civilly liable for forcefully penetrating E. Jean Carroll's vagina against her will. Name one piece of evidence within the case that you dispute.
Not gonna lie, I don't really know any like major things about the case.
So you
like,
don't know any piece of evidence within the case that you dispute, yet you're saying that you don't have enough evidence?
I didn't say I didn't have enough evidence for that specific case. That's not what I say. You're like just.
You don't even know what case you're referencing. Wait, can you tell me?
I do know it. I told you.
Really? Can I ask you a question?
I told you the very beginning.
What store did it happen in?
Huh?
What store did it happen in?
What store did it happen in?
Yeah.
Well, like HEB or something.
Nope. Bergdorf Goodman. Okay. So you don't even know what you're referencing at all. Do you know any of the facts? Name two facts of the case.
That Donald Trump was getting confused and that Carroll person was the one accusing him. There's a fact. There's two. Okay. That's not what I was referencing at all, buddy.
Wait. Which are both things I just told you, by the way. Can you name something that I didn't tell you?
No. But
and also, you didn't even recite them properly.
So now I'm the one that brought up the case when you were the one who brought up the case? I didn't bring up that at all.
No, you don't know anything about the case, and yet you're saying that you dispute it. You're saying that you don't have enough evidence. Well, you haven't even evaluated the level of evidence because you don't know anything about the case.
The one thing I claimed in the very beginning was the Roe v. Wade overturning, not this.
Yeah, and you were totally okay with because you were totally okay with great victims having a restricted access to abortion because you don't think that they actually got assaulted. So we went into a conversation about whether or not you believe someone because you're a grape apologist, and I was pointing out the grape apology and then specifically showing the absurdities of that. That's what I was doing. That's actually exactly what it is. You came on my live engaging in grape apology, and what I've done is shown how absurd and bull it is and how it actually is masked in. You're trying to say that it's based on evidence. No, it's not. You believe in things based upon the least probable thing to possibly occur because there are 26 different women specifically that have come out against Donald Trump, and you think that the least likely thing possible that Donald Trump, the pathological liar, is telling the truth is the case. That's what you believe. You believe the thing that has the least possible case of evidence within the context of the set of scenarios because you want to promote an ideology that is literally beneficial to predators, beneficial to the people who are committing these types of crimes.
So first off, I'm not defending rapists. Are you serious? Like that's not what I'm doing.
You are. You're literally you're defending Donald Trump right now.
No, you did. Oh my God, this guy, bro. To my first claim about the Roe v. Wade overturning, you claimed to say I was defending all the girls that were quote unquote raped that we do not know they were.
You keep saying that. We do.
Yes, I know.
We do. By the way,
so
we do.
Okay, listen, we do. Girl
we do. So this idea that you have in your brain that you specifically
listen.
Wait, hold up. This
you never let me talk, bro.
No, because what you say is bullshit. Why would I let you say bullshit on my stream?
Bullshit. Said all right.
Yeah, no, seriously. What you're about to say is stupid, and I'm gonna prevent you from saying that because I've already addressed this point.
No,
if you believe things based upon evidence, then you would believe E. Jean Carroll. You would believe the 26 different victims that have come out against Donald Trump, but you don't. You support and defend the Donald Trump that Donald Trump didn't sexually assault them when there's all this evidence indicating that he did. You don't even know any piece of the evidence that you actually dispute. You know nothing about it. You're just defending the predator and the person who has literally committed the crimes with no basis in evidence.